Hey, what's up? What's up, good peoples? What's going on Facebook? What's up, YouTube? Again, my apologies for tuning in late. It ain't my fault, I promise you. Um, but of course, I don't do this show alone. Let me welcome my amazing panel to you. First, we have the lady of the Bearded Man Chronicles. She's my headache, but I love her. Everybody, welcome
Whoop,
Shay to the show.
whoop. Happy New
And
Year!
Happy
25
New
days
Year.
later.
Right. Then we got a special guest tonight. He's no stranger to the YouTube world. He has his own YouTube show. And he's just a brilliant guy. So everybody, welcome to Rail to the show. What's up, bro? What's going on with
What's
you, man?
going on? What's going
Welcome,
on?
welcome.
So glad to be here. So glad to be
We're
here.
glad you're here.
Yes. What's up, everybody? I want to welcome everybody to the show if you're new. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're on Facebook. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button. Okay. Before we go into today's content, have you guys noticed anything different? Yes, it's true. I have a new logo. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's the Bearded Man Chronicles. You see the little logo? I got to be careful because shows you dress from the waist up now. People don't wear pants anymore, so I gotta be strategic when I back up.
Yep. Don't you,
But yeah,
they don't move too
listen,
fast.
this is the shirt right here. This is the Bearded Man Chronicles. This is my new logo. And I did not do this alone. So I would like to give a few people shout out. So hold on, let me see before. Hey, what's up, Angela? What's going on? Des, what's up? William, what's going on, man? What's up? What's up? Everybody. If I can't see the names, I don't know if Chef you can see the names, but it only showed me limited names. But happy new year,
Yeah.
everybody. But I want to give the shout outs to the people that helped with this new logo. And if you guys see at the end of the video, my new logo was incorporated in that. Um, so let me go here because it's a few people. So first, I want to give a shout out to Michael Denson. He's the videographer who added my new logo into my video that I had. I am going to do a brand new video in the near future, but he helped. He was instrumental in getting that there. Kim, this lady here, make sure you go over and add her on YouTube. She was the person who created the logo. So a big shout out to Kim. Make sure you guys go over to her YouTube channel and like her channel. She's a great woman and very talented. So if you got a YouTube show or something, she can help you with your logos. The girl is good. Um, Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to Jay Morgan. He's the guy who made the hoodie, and I also have shirts too. So a big shout out to Jay Morgan. You can follow him on Instagram at Shop Black Galore. He has some amazing products, some track suits, and everything. Y'all be sure to go over there. He's very professional, so go over there, hit him up, let him know what you need, and he will help you out with that. So yeah, we back after what? How long was it? Three? Was it 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
A long, long unpaid break.
Yeah. Listen, I don't pay them on breaks. Hold on, let me see. I don't think my mic is on. 1 second. Mm, 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 mm. All right, let's see.
Hey, Becca Timbe, welcome back.
Yeah, okay.
We miss
Hear me
you.
because I can hear myself. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, over and
Good,
out.
good, good, good. Okay. Let me raise this up a little. Okay. So I got a question. It's what the 20. What's this? The 24th, the 25th,
25th.
and people are still saying Happy New Year. At what time do you stop saying Happy New Year? Is it just the entire month of January, or is it just me?
I say it until February for sure. After February, I'm done with it. But yeah, I say it in January because obviously this is our first time back to them. I haven't seen these people, at least some of them I haven't talked to. So I'll say Happy New Year. But other than that, after February 1st or January 31st, I'm done. I don't say it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I would kind of agree. I think even now, I think I said it the other day because it was like a vendor that I was working with and I
Yeah.
hadn't seen them, you know what I mean, since the new year. So it just kind of seems like, Happy New Year, man, whatever. But, hopefully February, I don't say it no more.
Okay. That's what's up. So as you guys know, before we go on today's content, we're gonna I have an icebreaker for them. So let me ask this question. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Ready?
All right. Is there anything you always do to prep or boost your confidence for a first date? What is something that you do to boost your confidence, or what do you do to prep for a first date? Because you know that first date is always nerve wracking. You know, you want to make sure you're looking good, smelling good, all that stuff. Uh, what is it that you do?
Um, I would say for me, I kind of just make because I'm really a quarter, so like I really want to make sure that I'm putting my best foot forward. The entire date is planned to the T.
Okay,
I like
okay,
the element of surprise, so I just want to make sure that I'm presenting myself the best way that I possibly can, and the most authentic way that I possibly can. I make sure my car is clean. Make
okay.
sure my place is clean. You know what I'm saying? You just never
Wait,
know.
the place. Oh, just in case you have little booty call. Okay, okay.
Not, so, but I don't, I'm getting married, so I'm kind of out of the league, but those dates are important too, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, most definitely just making sure that, I'm ready for, the night, and making sure that I'm ready in my mind too.
Okay, okay. What about you, Shay?
Mm, I think I mentally tell myself not to talk about me, just to be mindful not to talk about me. So I
Okay.
don't want to. Sometimes you can meet people and you indirectly come off as cocky or arrogant or self-centered.
Mhm.
So because the world is so judgmental, I just tend to tell myself repeatedly to almost kind of like redirect the conversation back to that person if it gets too much where I'm talking too much.
Okay. All right. Let's see. For me, I think the first thing uh that I prep, like I got this thing for smelling good. So I'm gonna make sure I'm cologne up. My shirt got cologne all on there. I probably, if you got allergies and you go on a first date with me, I feel bad for you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I will, as soon as I get in the car, I go like this. That you smell that cologne. I think I sometimes overdo it, but just making sure I'm looking good, making sure that I have my breath mints and like Terrell said, make sure the car is clean and just making sure your place clean because you don't know. It may be a great date or whatever, and you may want to, hey, let's go back and watch Netflix or something, So that's basically what I do to prepare. But most definitely it's the cologne for me. So if you got any allergies, I feel bad for you.
And another thing that I typically like to do is make sure that, I have everything taken care of as far as like interruptions and stuff like that. I like to give people their attention, their time, to make sure that I'm tentative to them. So just making sure that, my phone isn't going crazy and I ain't got
Okay.
a bunch of stuff that I got going on outside, whether it's work or, personal stuff, just kind of alleviate that for that time and reserve it for that.
Okay. All right. So y'all heard that. What's up, good people? If you just joined the stream, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year. This is episode 41. And so over the past weekend, Shay and I, we was in Atlanta and we met up with some friends and we had some great dialogue. And one of the dialogue was about relationships. I have a friend, a good friend, who they've been together 10 years, married for 5. And so we were just asking them, like, what are some things to make a successful, what makes a successful relationship? And so one of those things that he mentioned to me was that you have to keep your relationship private, meaning that try not to emulate somebody else's relationship. That's one thing he said. What works for you works for you. More importantly, he said, try not to discuss certain things with other people in a relationship, which I agree to an extent on that part. But how do you guys feel about that? So are you guys one of those type of people to, first of all, do you guys look at other people's relationships and kind of those, emulate your relationship to those? Because I know in the past I have done that. And I think that's the issue. You have to run your relationship how you run yours. What works for other people may not necessarily work for you. So, Shay, tell us what's your perspective on that?
Wait a minute. What is that hanging in the back of in the back of your camera thing? Like, what is that? Is that your plant blowing?
That's my plant.
Wow, that scared the crap out of me. I'm like, what?
That's my point.
What?
Shit, you scared me. I'm about to turn this
I'm
down.
like, wait a minute. I see something doing like, I'm like, what
That's
the hell is that?
Listen, when you said what's hanging in the back, I'm like, what the hell is behind me?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what the? Sorry, y'all. This
Okay.
is a little ghetto, you know.
Yeah, that was scary. Yeah, that was scary. Okay. So the question was, I definitely don't try to emulate anybody's relationship at all. I know for a fact that that's definitely a rabbit hole you do not want to go down. I just be me, and I know Kevin and I have had our discussions about what I feel and what I don't feel, and what I like and what he likes, and most of the time with relationships we don't agree with each other. However, however, I have my relationship with my partner, and we have our way we do stuff, and I don't, I have stopped discussing my relationship with a lot of people. I have. I don't think people discuss their relationships sometimes to get responses. I think it's a discussion just to get it off their chest. And a lot of times people have opinions about it, and then they'll tell you. And I realize this, and this is facts. I don't care what anybody says. You will find people in your life that will tell you to leave somebody if they cheat on you,
Mhm.
to leave somebody if they broke, to leave somebody if they handicapped. But these are the very same people that will stay in the same relationships that's toxic and will give you reasons why they're staying in toxicity. So I have learned a long time to stop listening to people tell me about my relationship, because I know for a fact the person that I sleep with,
Mhm.
I have a connection with that person that you don't have. So it's easy for an outsider to come and tell you to leave somebody you sleeping with every night and that you love based off of what you're saying to them. So we have to remember when we're talking about our partners that we talk about the good and the bad. If you do have a person that you want to confide in, but you can't go to them with only bad, because in their eyes all they remember is the bad, and you have to make sure that you're reserved about some of the information that you convey and you share. So that's me.
Okay. What about you, T?
I agree wholeheartedly. Like, privacy is very important, especially when you are challenged with, differences in your relationship. What one thing that I see a lot of is like people, can, vent to you and share what's going on in their relationships only to go right back. And what they fail to realize is that you forgive them, you love them, you're connected to them in that way, and those around you are connected to you and not necessarily your partner. So
Mhm.
therefore they may not be as forgiving and they may not be as understanding, to fall for that. So
Mhm.
you're creating an uncomfortable situation for your partner when they have to go to family functions and hang
Mhm.
out with your friends and things like that. So for me, privacy is really big, in regards to, like, when things get tough, I go to God, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's the person that's going to guide me, protect me, and give me the peace that I need to get through whatever it is that we're going through. But I'm right there with you guys. Like, privacy is everything.
Okay. I have to. Of course, I agree with you guys to an extent. I do believe that sharing something with somebody that you're close to, I think oftentimes we can be blinded by love, right? And I think you need a person to tell you, like, hey, when some stuff is hitting the fan and some shit is going bad, I think you do need that one person to say, listen. Now, I'm not saying go tell everybody what's going on, but I think you should have that person that you entrust and stuff like that, where they have your best interest. So,
Right.
for example, somebody tell me something, I'm gonna speak facts. I'm not just gonna say something because I don't like the person. But
Right.
hey, I just think you need that person there to sometimes balance you. If you're in a
But
toxic,
pause. But before you say go on, you said you're going to speak facts. But who told you what you're speaking is facts?
so I'm looking at it. So if I see you got a black eye and I keep seeing you every time you slap on your eye the wrong way or you ran into a wall, okay, there's some abuse going on. If I'm
Okay,
telling you
so
that,
scratch out abuse.
No, but
Scratch
I'm
out the visible.
no.
Scratch out
Okay,
the physical abuse.
okay.
What makes what you say is facts. Because if I come to you and I tell you something, what makes what you say in response a fact?
So okay. So you said take abuse out. So if you
Yes.
say, hey, I notice my mate have not been coming. They come in at 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. every morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
To you, and just say they don't. That's not their working shift. So I'm gonna say, hey, have you had the conversation? You know, and I'm like, you know, first I'm gonna ask how you feel. But I mean, if a person come in at 5 a.m., they doing something. If they ain't Ubering or door dashing or none of that stuff, they out there fucking. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, okay? If that's not your work schedule, and the clubs close, okay, you at 2. If you're not a gambler and you're not door dashing, Ubering, or all that stuff, so I'm gonna tell you as a friend, you might want to pay very close attention to that because I believe there's some infidelity going on. Right now, I'm only speaking, and when I say facts, I'm not saying like, okay, something statistical, right? What I'm saying is that from the evidence that's being presented, that is what I'm going off of, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
So I agree with Shay though. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people when they go to their friends and family members about their issues, they're not going for a response. And most of 9 out of 10, they already know everything that you're going to say. They already feel it. You know, intuition is very powerful. You hear it, you hear it. You know, a lot of women say women intuition, but we all have that voice deep down inside of us when we're being a little naive and overlooking things because sometimes we don't want it to be true. So therefore we're telling ourselves like everything is fine. And maybe this is not what's the case. And maybe someone can shed light on a positive of what could be the reason he's coming in at 5. You know what I mean?
So that's where that trusting friend come in at and kind of balance that. I'm not saying you tell Mike, Mo, and Angela, you just tell them one person like, hey, this is what's going on, and just have that trusting person that you can trust. It's not going to tell you or steer you wrong or not be biased at the same time.
I don't think that is anything wrong with talking to people. I think what he was trying to say is like just you having like so many opinions.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? So I get when he was like, you have that one friend or that one person that you really confide in. And I think that that person has to be capable of separating their personal emotions from them being loyal to you. And I think that that's what happens when you have friends. And I used to tell my sister, like, don't tell me nothing else about your husband. I don't want nothing else about him because it's easy for you to forgive him because you're intimate with him. It's not easy for me to forgive him. I'm mad a whole year later. Whereas you like, okay, would you let go? Certain things. You have to pick and choose who you tell it to.
Because you ain't healed yet. You still healing.
I don't tell Kevin anything about my relationship. Nothing. I've been stopped telling him stuff about my relationship because he's not that friend that can separate his you. He's not the friend that can separate his emotions from me. And he groups them together. And if I say
can't separate that
somebody, he's still mad. And I'm like, really? You still mad? What you still mad about?
Listen, that's not true. Listen, I get there are problems in a relationship. There are woes, there are ups, and there most certainly there are downs. However, I think
the truth.
Yeah, I'm not just like speaking of just your situation. However, but I think when and I get it, you don't hear everything somebody do like this positive. Oh, they bought me some roses or they bought me the bracelet. I get that. But when people come to you with certain things, it can be 2 things. But if I feel like those 2 things are really detrimental to you, as far as one thing I don't understand are people who are obsessive over people or over their husbands and wives. I have an issue with that. When you being obsessive and kind of controlling to the point where they can't do nothing or they try to pull you away, you could tell me that they gave you $1 million check, but that one thing is that major red flag that make you say, hey, run and get the hell on, because you already know what comes in a relationship where you have a over obsessive or compulsive husband or wife. You already know what's going to come out of that. And so you can, when you tell me certain things, some things is just like a trigger for me, or it's like that bell in your head. Like you could tell me some things, but when that bell start dinging, it's like, listen, I'm concerned about you. These are some red flags that I'm seeing, and guess what? We can be blinded by love. Of course we can. You in love and all that stuff. That's why you need that trusting person to say, listen, I'm not going to tell you to necessarily leave right now. I'm just telling you to pay very, 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 very close attention to it. And so I think that's where I come in, and I'm not that forgiving person, because I'm a naturally protective person. If you hurt something that I love, then we have an issue. And
I think that I get that. Like, I've had a friend that told me they would never be with anybody who cheated on them, right? Never. But in the same breath, they repeatedly dated someone who cheated on them. So in her head, it's easy for her to come and tell me, or whomever, to leave somebody. I would never be with anybody who cheated on me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not true, because you repeatedly dated and forgave someone who cheated on you. And then her reasoning behind it was, well, we were high school sweethearts. So now you're justifying why you did it. It goes back to, that's why I really steered away from going and talking to people about different things that go on in your life. And another thing that people do is they use your past stories to hurt you in the future. If I told you something and I confide in you about, somebody cheating on me, or somebody, not having a job or whatever, then you would use that in the future and say, well, that's why they cheated on you, or why you with somebody, or this why they broke, or, they use what you say in your vulnerable moments to hurt you down the road when you really don't need that. So it's a very sticky situation when you get to talking to people about your relationship, especially when it's not in a positive aspect.
You know what's crazy though? It's crazy because a lot of times we see people in situations and we find that situation to be unique and be like, wow, like I would never be in that situation. But I found, like, when I was younger, like I never saw myself being in certain situations and never could understand how somebody could get in that situation, and found myself in that very situation and like, whoa, like, how did I get here? I never thought that I would be dealing with this. So I feel like a lot, like when it comes down to relationship and life in general, like, this is literally an experiment for us all. We're learning ourselves every single day. You know what I mean? We are not a master of ourselves. You know what I mean? And the way that we love today may be different tomorrow. The things that we may forgive today may be something we may not, maybe a non-negotiable tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I feel like, as we grow, people do evolve, you know what I'm saying, over time. But it's crazy. I want to see what you guys think about this, because when you talk about privacy, and I've been seeing it lately on social media, how do you feel about people that date privately? Like they post pictures, but the person is hidden. And it's like, I see that often, like, oh, I'm gonna hide my person until I don't. How y'all feel about that?
So that's how I am.
Okay.
So as long as my family and my close friends knows, I'm okay with that. I am extremely a very, very, very private person. And we might be at dinner. Am I going to post me and Bay eating lobster? I probably would not do that. However, you know what we have. You know what I mean? So I'm extremely private. I think when I post somebody, it will literally probably be my wedding day. I'm not one of those ones who change or update my status to end a relationship. I'm not one of those ones. Now, I might put out encrypted type messages like, you just know what to do to make me smile. No name, no picture, no nothing. Now, they might like the post, but I'm not going to tag them in the post.
So I have a question
Okay.
because this sounds very intentional, and it sounds like you're making a decision in all these things.
Nope.
So is this just natural, or is it something that you're deciding not to do? Like, I'm not going to change my
Well,
relationship status. I'm
well,
not going to
I
post
think
it.
I think one, it's important that you discuss it with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, your partner, whomever. I think one, you explain that to them so that they don't
Yeah.
feel like they in the dark or they're a
Mhm.
shadow. You
Yeah.
explain that to them.
Right.
I wouldn't. I'm the kind of person I wouldn't care. I don't. You don't have to post me, but as long as I know your family and your close friends, I'm okay with that. Far as for the gram and all that stuff, why? Because I do feel like when you put that stuff out there, then I believe, and you guys may disagree, I feel like when you put and update stuff like that, you open up Pandora's box. Now the DMs blowing up. Now all this other stuff, I don't know. I'm just private when it comes to that. I don't know. What's your perspective? And great question. What's your perspective on that, Shay? And then we'll circle back to you, T.
I honestly, I'm an open book. I'm an open book because I don't have anything to hide.
What's up, Marcus?
I don't believe in. I'm not gonna say I don't believe in it because that would be disrespectful. I think people are private for personal reasons. I don't believe it's because I'm a private person, because privacy as a person is an overall thing. If you're that private, you're not going to have Facebook, you're not going to have Instagram. It's a window into your life. So to be a private person is not to have any windows in your life. There's a reason why you're private about the things you're private about. Now, whatever that may be, is disclosure, not mine. But I would never date anyone who did not post me on Facebook, that had a Facebook page and did not post me. I would not date them. That would be terms of breaking up.
You don't think? Oh hell! So you gonna break up with a person?
I wouldn't go with you.
That's a
I wouldn't
narcissist.
date you.
Why? Because they didn't post you?
No, because if you can post your car, your baby, your mom, you can post you got a promotion at work, you can promote you got a motorcycle, you can promote you can post you going to Atlanta, you in a club with your bros, you with your homegirl, you're not private. So that means that you chose me, your relationship, your personal relationship with another person that you allegedly care about. You're deciding to make that person private. I don't want to date you. I'm good.
Wow.
That's just my personal opinion.
All right. What you got for us, Terrell? Go ahead.
I couldn't agree more.
Damn, you the same way?
Listen, I totally agree. Like,
my God, I feel like I'm the only person. I'm on this island alone. Somebody throw me a raft.
You probably ain't on the island alone.
I mean, I
Cheaters on
understand,
that island.
and I know people like that. You know what I mean?
Who?
I get it.
Cheaters.
Oh hell nah. So she So she
we ain't gonna talk about that. That's a whole nother.
Go ahead, Terrell, because I'm about to get her ass. Go ahead.
Listen, so I understand people wanting to be private, but like Shay said, like you either are there or you're not. You know what I mean? And like my grandmother's one of them. She has a Facebook. She has no profile picture. She has nothing on her page, and she just lurks. You know what I mean? That's a private person that wants to be a part of the fun, but doesn't want to be always. But I mean, to me, I just feels like I feel like there's a reason. You know what I mean? It's a reason why. And I've heard some people reason being, hey, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get hurt in front of the world. You know what I mean? Like if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't pan out, I don't want that to be a public thing. So, but at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like if you fall for somebody and it doesn't work out, you won't be the first. It won't be the last.
We've all been in that seat.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
Do you know how many times and I'm just speaking for me, like I'm not saying that it's signed, sealed, and delivered, but no, I'm private when it comes to like that life. And anybody know how private I am. People don't meet my family and friends. If you meet my family and friends, that is a damn good sign that I am highly interested in you. But I've never did the social media thing because, for one, it is the privacy and it's not the cheating.
But you get how
I didn't say
how people.
Well, no. I see how that can be I see that how This is Kevin. You don't want to disappoint your other options. Marcus, what are you talking about? Oh, no, Marcus. How do we get this guy blocked? No. But listen, it's not that. I just think that so many people are on social media. For example, I had a friend, they did this full Christmas spread. Merry Christmas to us, to you from us. And then like last week, I'm like, so what's going on with how the relationship going? Oh, we broke up. Like that's
something like that.
It's life.
It's normalized now. So I'm gonna do it when I know it's right. Special occasions, a wedding, yes. But
Okay, so you're telling me that if you get married, you post your wedding pictures, that y'all never gonna break up because you married?
no, I'm not saying that. I said that's when I would post. But right now, I'm not gonna tag. That's just not me.
Okay.
But
So
I
is it-
explained that to them in the beginning so that if that is them, they can make the decision to run or whatever. But I'm extremely, extremely, extremely private. I don't like that. And it's not about other options or anything like that. But yeah.
I totally get it, but at the same token, it's still that one thing that just makes me feel like, you know,
Cringy.
I'm single till I'm married type of thing for real.
No,
You know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
no.
But it's kind of giving a little bit of that. You know
How-
what I
be-
mean?
be- so I think this, if you let social media, which social media is not true.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that fake it till they make it on social media. So if social media is what you need for validation, then I'm not your guy.
But kind of like
Not
what Shay
about
said.
validation though. It has nothing to do with validation.
Yeah.
So it's not, I don't need you. I'm not looking for you to post me on Facebook for me to say, oh, I'm validated. I'm looking to say that you post everything else in your life.
I'm a
It is
part.
a difference when you say, okay, I'm private and I have Facebook strictly for my business. I only go on there for Bearded Man Chronicles. I get it. And I
Mhm.
wouldn't feel bad about that because I would say, okay, my boo only posts Bearded Man Chronicles.
Mhm.
When I go down your timeline and you're in Miami, you're at the gym, you at the grocery store buying shrimp, you are in Atlanta, you all over here, you aren't private. You can't tell me you private, but you posting your location. That's not private. You're
So
private with me,
so no,
not
no,
with
no.
your life.
So let me break it down to you. Privacy, when you speak of privacy is broad. Right? No, their privacy is very broad. So I can be private. Prime example. And Beyonce, how often do you see now she's a big star? How often do you see her post her family? You don't, because there's a level of privacy that you want to keep. And that's with
But
me. You know
I
how many
wanna-
people I see? I'm with my bae, and then those bae is in. I see so many people on their timeline with my bae, and then they jumping in your DMs, and you like, but you was just with bae. So yes.
Or are you worried about the embarrassment that if it doesn't work, that you don't want to
Yeah.
be embarrassed? Is that part of it?
It's not that. It's just that I'm private. I just feel like there's a time and a place for everything.
So I'm gonna give you just said Beyonce.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna give a new
I
word.
should have said Janet Jackson.
I'm gonna give a new word, and I'm gonna give another celebrity with that example. So I feel like Beyonce is discreet, and Queen Latifah is private.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
So I feel like what you are, when it comes down to your relationship and who you're dating, you're very discreet. You will introduce to family, friends, people that are
The
important.
most
to you,
important people to me, yes.
So you're more discreet than private.
I would say private and discreet. I would say most definitely private and discreet because, again, like I'm not one of those type of people who.
Okay.
What-
Ooh.
Go ahead.
What if your partner is posting you? Now you're not posting them, but they're posting you, and they're wanting to do that.
Bae, what? I noticed you just posted a picture. Can you take that picture down? Yeah, you know I love you, baby. Yeah, I mean I'm just, but you know what? If that's what they want to do, then I don't know. I mean that never happened to me. So, but if they strongly, one thing about it, my reactions is always is going to be not just for me but for them. I'm not making these decisions for me because it's not about me. It's about us at this point, and whatever we are comfortable with. That's number one. So as long as they have an understanding of what we have, then cool. So it's not. I don't want you guys to think it's one sided because it's not. It's always going to be in the betterment of the both of us, and I think it's my goal to break it down so that they don't feel like they are a secret. But I don't know how you're a secret if you meet the entire family and all the people closest to me.
You're not a secret. I think it just depends on personal preference. Everybody has their own personal preference.
Yeah.
You have some people that will feel like they want to be
What's up, niece?
part of your personal life and part of your Facebook, and some people just don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's a right or a wrong.
Yeah.
I know.
Look what my niece said. She said, my niece said, don't post me and I ain't posting you. That's right, niece. That's how I feel. Like I like longest the most important people know, my family and my close friends. That's all that matters. That's all that matters to me. But as far as people cheating, I can post you all day, every day and still cheat. So that don't have nothing to do with it.
You have some people that don't post people just because of that. Yeah. Regardless of whether you can cheat posting or not. You have some people who specifically stay away from that because they are just cheaters. And they just don't want to even get off into that situation. I know a few. Okay.
Oh wow. All right. Now you said something about intuition. Is that a true thing? Is intuition a true thing, or is it just sometimes people are oftentimes in their feelings, or is it insecurity? Because I saw it was a psychologist talking about it. He said sometimes our intuitions is not intuitions, but can also be misconstrued with insecurities. And I thought about it, and I'm like, we might be on to something. Mm-hmm. So Crystal said it's a gift. Do you guys feel the same way?
Yeah. I have intuition, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Looking back, my intuition has never been wrong. It has never steered me wrong. Like whenever I felt something was off, it's because it was off. You know what I mean? And it's because it's the calculation of the signs. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell me 1 + 1 is 3. You know what I mean? Like you just can't.
Well, it depends if you divide it and you use that remainder.
There you go. Nah. Yeah, no. So I definitely believe intuition is a real thing, and I think it depends. You know, trauma can create a paranoid person, so therefore you can kind of blur the lines there. But my intuition has never steered me wrong, and whenever I felt something, it was always something to feel.
Yep, that's the same here. We just talked about this earlier, and I had this crazy story about what happened with me, and it was truly my intuition. And every time I thought it was some bullshit, I felt it in my stomach. Mm-hmm. It's a feeling in your stomach that you can't ignore it. It's there. And this
could it have been a cramp? Could it have been a cramp?
It's gonna nag at you and especially a woman. It's gonna eat us from inside out until we get to the bottom of the story. And you're not gonna be able to bullshit us because it's a true thing. A woman's intuition is something that you cannot trick her with at all. No, never, because she knows it and she feels it. And it's a feeling that we have that just nags at us. So
really, my intuition is off. Everything I intuition that I thought was not true. I don't have it. I'm being honest. My intuition, when I'm thinking there's something going on, I'm hiding in bushes and doing all this stuff, and then I realize, oh, they just going to work. So I'm not in tune with that. I wish I did have intuition. So it's good to see that you're a man and your intuitions never fail you, because mine has always been failed. I think it's been on my side maybe once, maybe twice.
Oh man.
So yours is paranoia.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Definitely paranoia.
Paranoia, all in the mind. Can't eat, can't sleep, can't
Not
think.
the bushes, though. Not the bushes. Please, not the bushes.
You're like, oh, they just going to work now.
Just because. Yeah. So I oftentimes wonder, like, when people say intuition, is it really is there really a deep feeling that you get?
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Mm.
It is
It's
a
like
feeling.
uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. It literally
Very.
sometimes it can take your breath away. You know what I mean? When
I am
you
very much an overthinker. Yes.
So definitely, it's definitely a feeling. Like, you know, Shay said, like it's like something in the pit of your stomach just turning.
Mhm.
Like until you know what I'm saying. And sometimes I don't know if you ever seen somebody that just kind of they become emotional and they can't control themselves and they just go like off left. You know what I mean? It's because that intuition is like pushing them to be like, no, you need to say something.
Mhm.
You need to address this. Like you need, you know. So
Wow.
yeah, definitely, it's definitely a real feeling.
Let me ask you guys this question: is it possible to lie without saying a word?
Yes.
Is it possible to lie?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it possible to lie without saying? So I think
Yes.
in some relationships, people say, and most of the that I inserted with the narcissist, because a lie is that, hey baby, I'm at the barbershop, in which you know you're not at the barbershop. But some people don't say words. Some people will say, if they don't, some people feel if I don't say it, then it's not a lie. So for instance, if you say, hey, what you're doing? Nothing much, just relaxing, chilling. Well, they might be somewhere they shouldn't be, but they are relaxing and chilling. So it technically is not a lie, but it is a lie. Do that make sense? So have you guys ever witnessed somebody lying to you without actually saying a word? Oh, so you saying that you a liar, niece?
No, he was saying that she has a woman's intuition.
Oh, okay.
Not
See,
a
listen. Okay, I'm about to say, I know you listen. This is vodka. This is Tito's in here. So I might misconstrue everything because it's vodka and Tito's in there. So
Oh, God.
so have that ever happened to you? Have you guys ever
Have we ever
lied?
lied without saying
Yes,
anything?
and be honest. Have you guys
Most
ever lied?
definitely. Most
So-
definitely.
So give me an example of what was one of your lies.
Your prime example. What are you doing? And I knew I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be.
But you
But
was
I was
max.
really doing what I said I was doing. So I really wasn't lying, but I was without
Okay.
saying it. That's all.
Mm.
They didn't ask the right question at the time in my head. I said they didn't ask the right question.
I can lie my ass. Don't say that. No. She said she can lie her ass off. Don't say that, because there's a smart person that's going to catch that. T, have you ever lied to someone about that?
I don't honestly, I'm sure I have. You know what I mean? I don't tend to be like I'm very forthcoming, you know what I mean? Like I overshare most of the time, and that's what I gotta work on because I'd be like, oh, I'm doing XYZ, you know what I'm saying? Like I gotta kind of scale back. So I'm sure I have at some point, but I know how you said like if you don't say anything, is it still wrong? Is it still a lie? And you know, my answer to that is, you know, deception is the wrong thing. Like when you're deceiving somebody, when you're, you know what I'm saying, whether you're not sharing, you can live a lie and never say a word. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's still wrong. It's still wrong.
So let me ask you this: have you ever cheated in a relationship?
No, never.
Okay. Shay, have you ever come back on that motherfucking screen? Come back on that goddamn see what I'm saying? You see, when you asked them a question, my intuition, right, said that she was going to do that. So my intuition
You know
was
what? I was like this.
So
Of course I've cheated.
okay. So tell me what. So again, I think people have this mindset that when you cheat that you're unhappy. That's not necessarily true. And I try to tell people you can be happy, but I think with I can only speak for men. I can't speak for women. For men, it's almost like it's a adrenaline rush type of thrill. Now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a cheater. I'm a part of the Faithful Black Male Committee.
Boy, when I say
Um,
turn your camera off, log off,
I
and
am
don't come
not.
back on until
Don't say
next
that.
year.
I am not. No. So you said I'm a cheater. I am not a cheater.
Well,
I'm not a
well,
cheater.
okay. Well, you don't be okay. So you're right. You're right because you don't
I
be in
I
relationships.
don't cheat because guess what? I'm not a good liar. You would catch me up easily.
Okay,
I listen.
I'll give you that one.
I'm not. I'm not. That's I'm not. I'm not that because I
I
can't
keep
lie.
look. You used to be
What
a
in what 21? I'm almost 40 now. You talking about 10 years ago. So what are some things that you like? So when you cheated, why did you cheat? Was it that you wasn't happy?
no.
So you were happy.
Yeah.
So why did you cheat?
Um, opportunity presented itself. On one occasion, I just got intertwined with somebody who caught my attention, and I was happy at home. But being around this person just made me look at them different, and I began to like being around them. And our conversation was good. Our time was good. I had fun with them. They made me laugh. So I think I developed a connection, a relationship with them, but it wasn't because I wasn't happy.
I think
It
men
was
just like
just
party.
it was it was what it was. One time I wasn't happy, and I just didn't have the courage to leave the relationship. They was the breadwinner. They took very, very, very good care of me, and I didn't want to sacrifice that. So
So with the other relationship, when you said that you wasn't happy, was those things that you were developing with the other person, was those things missing
when I was happy or wasn't,
when you was happy?
I just think women are better
no,
cheaters anyway. Women
I,
can cheat and not tell on, and you know that women can cheat and not tell on
I
themselves.
never
Where
got caught though. That's the crazy
that's
thing.
because
One,
women
yeah,
can cheat
I
and
never got.
not tell on themselves. Guys cheat, and oftentimes we can tell on ourselves because we throw off our
Mhm.
pattern. So if we used to doing this and doing that, we throw it off. Where y'all can go mess around with somebody, come home, cook dinner. You can still massage my back,
Mhm.
and you could
And
have
that
been
was the
laying under
thing.
somebody
I
else.
overdid that. So I
Yeah,
overcompensated for my cheating. I was always available. The person I was cheating with knew that I had a home. Don't call my phone. I actually had a separate phone from my personal phone that I only turned on when I was outside of the house and they knew that. So they was comfortable with everything we had going on. They didn't have my personal number. They didn't have my email, my address. None of that. They didn't know who I was
wait.
dating.
So they knew you was in a relationship?
They knew I was in a relationship, but as far as all of the
Mm.
deep information, it was surface level. They knew what area I lived in, but as far as all of the, you go text me all day.
Look
I'm
what
gonna be
Krista said.
texting you at
Damn, Shay.
home. I,
That is a
I,
whole
I
plan, a book.
completely
See.
separated it. But when I
Listen,
was at home, they had my full attention. When we was hanging out, when we went out of town, you had my. I didn't take my throwaway phone with me. My throwaway phone was at work, when I was in the mall, when I was shopping, when I was with my friends. That motherfucker got turned off and put in my trunk, and that was just that. And I left it there. And that's how.
Guys, please do
damn.
not. I advise, please do not mark the actions of this woman. This woman will cause you your relationship.
Listen, that's gonna go
Listen,
viral. It's gonna be all over the internet. How to
but
get
you know
away
what?
with?
You know why I went to that extent? Because I really liked who I was with. I love that person.
But
I
why did you
just
cheat?
I,
You can't tell. But
because
you can't tell me that you
I
love them
did.
and you cheated. You can't
I
tell me
did
that.
because cheating has nothing to do with love. Absolutely nothing to do with love.
So tell me what it have to do with.
It's just sometimes opportunity is there and you open yourself up to this Pandora's box that you don't even plan on opening yourself up to.
I
You
agree
get
with
to
that.
talking to somebody, they get to telling you stuff, you get to giggling and laughing, then they tell you something else, then you looking at them like, damn, I really like that. They bring you some food, or they buy you a gift for your birthday. Oh, I was here and I heard you talk about that. And you're like, damn, you was listening to me? Oh, I ain't know. I was just talking. And it goes. And then the next thing you know, you like, I really like them, but I like who I'm with, but I really like them because it's kind of new and it's fun and it's exciting and you make me smile and
Right.
and it's just how it is. And the next thing you know, you find yourself in love with two people and you like, what the fuck have I gotten into? I mean, ultimately, I stayed with the person I was with, and I unfortunately really, really hurt
Dan
somebody.
says she is right. I agree. So he's another cheater. He's another cheater. Marcus said, at the end of the day, cheating is a decision. So I agree to that, and I disagree. So this is what I say about. So this is the analogy I always use, right? Putting yourself. So if you put a can of cookies and a can of candy, I'm gonna use my nephew. He's about 2. If I put cookies on the table and candy and tell him, do not get off that couch and don't touch that, do you honestly believe he's not going to go in that jar and take some cookies
He
or
may
candy?
not. What makes you think he will?
Not.
No, it's temptation. He's going to do it. So if you put some like I don't put my things that I like and I know that I like, I'm not going to put myself in that situation because temptation is a motherfucker.
But sometimes you
No,
don't
no,
put yourself
no,
in that
no.
situation.
No.
I'm telling you, that
No,
was not
no,
the case.
no,
This
no.
person I worked with, I did not go looking
But
for it. It just
I
happened.
understand, but temptation is something. If I tempted you with something that you like, and I give you your little wine that you drinking, and I know for one, I know you in love. But if I give you what you want and you drinking some wine, you're gonna be feeling some type of way and be like, I mean, that's just people.
But
That's
at the
what
end
I'm
of the
saying.
day, temptation is everywhere. You know what I mean? You can go
But
anywhere in the world.
I understand that. But what I don't like is people act like that. You can't be fooled by temptation. I know that I know that I can. I'm gonna be honest with myself. I can be tempted by temptation. Now it's whether I put myself in those situations or not, but I can be tempted. So that I just don't put myself in those temptations.
And I agree because I'm the same way.
Yeah, we got to be honest. Yes.
I feel like anybody can be tricked. You know what I mean? Like you can be around somebody that infatuates you. They could just be beautiful. They could be kind. They could be charming. They can be manipulative. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And put you in different mind frames. But at the end of the day, for me, like I understand that Shay said that it's not about love. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a violation of your love and your covenant with the person that you're with. That I feel like it should be a reminder of, because at the end of the day, you're doing something that you do with them. You know what I'm saying? You're sharing intimacy moments that you share with them. And at the end of the day, like you said, you're caught up in a situation that you didn't plan on, you didn't look for, but at the same token, I do think it's something that questions like, what is it that I'm entertaining or I'm feeling this that it doesn't remind me to go home and to something that also makes me feel this way.
So Nate said you can want the cookie, but that don't mean that you can eat it. If it's the right cookie, Nate, I can't promise you I'm not gonna eat it or not. So I'm not gonna put myself around that goddamn cookie, bro. Wendy said yes. She said, Shay, it sounded like you were vulnerable. Yeah, she was most.
I was most definitely vulnerable. It wasn't because I wasn't happy though.
I get it.
I don't know what happened during that process where I just was with I don't know. Yeah. It was what it was. That was a long time ago though. I'm a saved woman. I don't do those things no more.
But again, I always tell people cheating does not mean that you're not unhappy. I think cheating it's almost, I hate to use it like that. It's like when sometimes people get murdered, wrong place at wrong time. Yes. I believe you can be at the wrong place at the wrong fucking time, and it can be something you like. Now, guess what? You got this devil, you got the angel over here saying go home, but then you got the devil like, well, they ain't gonna know. Just go ahead and just touch it. And you're fighting between principalities because you're going, should I go this way? But this cookie does look good. I'm not gonna eat the cookie. I'll just bite the cookie. I'll just eat half of it.
Yep.
And
that's how it started off with the whole.
Because temptation is a motherfucker. I'm telling you.
Okay. So, devil's advocate question for you guys. So, cheating sometimes just happens due to an opportunity presented itself, you being weak in the spirit or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yes.
So somebody that you're dating says to you, I did cheat. I'm not unhappy. I want this to work.
You did. Hold on, wait. You said you did what? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So how do you process that? Like, can you accept that I'm not unhappy with you? I do love you. I'm still in this 100%. Like, how do you process
Oh
that?
fuck no, not me, because I'm a Leo. You can't tell me you cheated on a Leo and that you're happy, because guess what? Cheating does not only mess with you emotionally,
Mhm.
it mess with you mentally. You start questioning yourself. If I was enough. Now, granted, I would appreciate or give you the fact that you were honest, but see, this is the thing with people. What I realize, people always want to know what happened, but they're not ready for what the answer is. And I think oftentimes that's how a lot of people get caught up, because you say, okay, you want to know, okay, babe, I did cheat. Well, what happened? And then you say what happened, and it just drives them crazy, and crazier. No, I just cheated. Like, if somebody told me they cheated, that's all I need. I don't need to know the details. I just know you need to cheat, and I need to process it. But what I will tell you, you probably want to get out my peripheral or out my sight at this moment, because it's not gonna be nice.
Okay.
So just leave. But I don't know, man. I just think that cheating fuck with people, and I get it. I do. People can be in love. I believe people can make mistakes. I've made mistakes before in my 20s, and it wasn't that I was not happy. It was just the conveniency was there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the conveniency. It for me. It was the adrenaline. It was adrenaline and a thrill that I can do this and still do that. They had their situation. I had my situation. I knew I wasn't gonna get no 1 o'clock call, and when we hooked up. But then, when you truly love a person and you care about a person, you don't only think for yourself. You think about them, and that's where people mess up at. In that moment, that cookie looking good that you should eat it, you need to start thinking about what you have at home. Is it worth eating this cookie, or can I go back home and eat that cookie that I got at home? You know, and that's the thing, is temptation, and temptation is out there. That is why I don't, because I am a man, I don't put myself in those situations, because I'm not going to say, yes, I'm in love. Yes, I could be in love with you. However, I'm still a man, and I'm not going to put myself in those situations, because you might want chocolate chip and a fucking snickerdoodle or peanut butter cookie.
I want both cookies.
That's what Nate said. He want both cookies.
See, bro, look, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. You want both cookies. You don't care about them calories that's in that cookie. You just want both cookies. It is. It's most definitely a grown man convo, Marcus. It's most definitely. And so when you do that, then you become like, it's nothing like hurting somebody that really love you.
Yes.
That's, to me, that's the worst thing that can happen, to see somebody that really love you. Like, for me, and I think a lot of men are not in tune with their emotional side, but I am. If I know I done something wrong and you cry, that's like the worst conviction ever for me, because I know what I did was fucked up. And my intentions. See, the thing is, when people this is another thing. When you cry, it's not that you cry because you feel bad. You cry because your ass got caught. You wasn't necessary. If you didn't get caught, you would still be doing the same repetitious thing that you were doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But you're upset and you hurt because it's like, damn, I got exposed. I got caught.
Yeah. Got caught with your hand in the cookie jar.
All them cookies. And all varieties of cookies. You be sitting up there like, when the hell you eat a macadamia nut? You hated them. But you got one of macadamia nuts in your damn hand, all in your mouth. I'm telling you. So cheating, people always say, well, he didn't love. Nah, he did love you. He can love you and he cheat. That is a misconception. However, I feel like it's a struggle over power and what you will do and what you won't do. For
Mhm.
me, like I said, I got a little nephew. If I put cookies, candies, and stuff on the table and say, "Don't get up," you're gonna get a whooping. He ain't gonna care about that whooping. He gonna get him some cookies, some chips, or some. He gonna get something.
But
And
I
it's
will
just
say
like
that
men or women. If you put that in their face, even though they may get caught, they're gonna first try to sneak. That's why I don't put myself in
But I think it does
uncompromising
come with
situations.
experience too and growth. Growth
Mhm.
will teach you. The one thing you said that I totally agree with, why I stopped cheating
Hmm.
is one, I didn't want it done to me. And two, I don't ever want to see a person that I love hurt. Like I don't want to do
Mhm.
that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I was much younger than I am now when I was living that life. And it was fun, you know what I'm saying? I was young and I did my thing. But as I got older, I realized, first of all, I've been cheated on, so I know how that feels.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I
Hmm.
never
Hmm.
want to make anybody feel that way.
Hmm.
And I never want to see the person that I love cry. I'm so happy that the person that I was with, she never found out. Because I never wanted to hurt her like that. Until this day, she still doesn't know. But
People be aware of women. They are the most slickest, smartest, studious beings on this planet. They will make you a 6-course meal after they had been laying up with somebody's son or daughter. I'm not saying be paranoid. Use that intuition that they have because I don't have it. That's all I'm saying.
you so stupid. I'm a changed person. I don't do that anymore. And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That is the worst feeling in the world, to be cheated on somebody that you love. That
Mhm.
is,
Yeah.
yeah, that is not the good feeling. So I don't do that anymore. I'm way past that life and I am a faithful woman and I plan on staying that way.
Amen. Amen.
Hey, wow. So we are 2 minutes, 3 minutes over the hour, and this is a great conversation. And I didn't even finish. We didn't even get halfway through all the questions that I prepared. But guess what? We got next week, y'all. So I want to just thank you guys, thank the viewers, because we can't do this show without you guys. So we appreciate your perspective, your opinions, good, bad, and indifferent. We are a group of people that can respect that. We may not always agree, but we can respect that. And I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching us every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. I'm gonna say allegedly, because sometimes we be like 5 minutes.
Because of him.
Give us a 5-10 minutes grace, okay? You know you got technical difficulties, but we greatly appreciate you guys taking the time and watching this. We truly, truly, truly love you. As always, what can we leave the people with? We're gonna start with you, T. You the guest. What can you leave people with?
Um, Never be afraid to be the student. You can't always be a teacher. You can't always have the answer. You can't always be the strongest. Sometimes you have to humble yourself and go in a room and say, "I'm here to learn and to serve you." You know what I mean? And be a blessing to somebody. So, I would say that's my takeaway.
It's a pastor sending you this stuff because you're gonna have me take off running. Like you just been sitting up here speaking all these facts and stuff. I'm gonna call you Pastor T. Shay, take us away. What you got for us?
This was my quote I gave to my team today. If you live in fear of the future because of what happened in your past, you will end up losing what you have in your present. So
I like that. I
never
like
be
that.
fearful.
Okay. What I will leave you guys with is live for you. Only be around people that support you. Family does not mean blood. Family can mean friends, right? And surround yourself with positivity. There's so many people that surround themselves with people that don't support them and
Hmm.
all this stuff. And I have to, question that. Surround yourself with a positive group of people that really genuinely support you and love you, and it's gonna rock with you. And also gonna tell you when you fuck up. That's the thing you need. You don't need people you need the people that's cheering for you, but you also need somebody that's gonna sit you down and say, you know what? You fucked up. And that's what genuine people is. All right, Kristen, you're gonna be a guest. I'm gonna hold you to that. But I want to say that I love you guys. Thank you for rocking with us. This is the new logo here. I got this sweatshirt. I have t-shirts. Shay we're gonna have wine glasses because Shay want a wine glass. I said water bottles, but we're gonna give her a wine glass. And Terrell, I appreciate you for jumping on that last minute, bro. I greatly appreciate you.
No problem.
And dropping those nuggets, man. We're gonna have you come back till next time. We love you guys. And I want to do some. Don't forget, we do giveaways over here. You know, you don't never know when we're gonna do a giveaway. So make sure y'all tune in and be watching out for those giveaways, because giveaways is coming. It's almost like that referral thing. You know, when you get an apartment and they say, hey, if you refer somebody here, you get half off your rent. You refer somebody here, you may get half off your rent. So refer somebody, like, share, subscribe. We love you. And guess what, y'all? We out. Peace.
Peace out.